It doesn't matter who the other teams will be because it comes down to the two teams that have already been named. I originally had Raquel and Roxanne penciled down when the match was first announced. WWE has this all-gold Judgment Day thing going and I can see it running for a while. But WWE has sort of been building towards this Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair alliance for a while now. Plus, WWE has a history of putting two top stars together and giving them a run with the belts. Charlotte and Alexa have nothing going on in the singles division. There seemed to be an interesting story with Charlotte going on a losing streak, but sadly, WWE opted to not go in that route. I don't know what the hell Alexa is doing with the Wyatts anymore. There's continuous teases but their alliance still seems so far away. Strange. Then again, WWE has been teasing a breakup between Austin Theory and Grayson Waller for nearly 2 years, so I guess this is the norm for them. I really hope that Alexa and Charlotte don't win the belts because there's interesting feuds for these two to have as single stars. Hell, a feud between these two could be great if done correctly. I do see that happening soon, but after a brief title run. However, I don't see that starting here. Likely, Judgment Day is going to do their Judgment Day thing with numerous interference that results in Raquel and Roxanne retaining. It wouldn't surprise me if the title changed hands, but I feel that will be saved for SummerSlam. Winner, Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. Triple threat match for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Bayley vs Becky Lynch, versus Lyra. I wouldn't be surprised if this was the match of the night. This is the best feud on the card. Though Lyra and Bayley looked like immature children last week, the heat surrounding the IC title match has been quite strong and I'm looking forward to seeing what these three can do. Becky doesn't need the IC belt, so there is a legitimate possibility that her reign ends here. But it wouldn't go to Lyra as she's already had her time with it. I do see Bayley eventually winning the IC title, but not anytime soon. Becky is just getting started and I do think putting her in the mid-card can do wonders for new talents. Plus, it would be fun to see her mix it up with Kairi Sane, Asuka, and Rhea Ripley again. I don't know where Becky Lynch goes from here, but I wouldn't be surprised if they reignited her feud with Rhea Ripley. They could do a Bayley rematch with a stipulation attached as well. Either way, the man isn't dropping the title here. Winner, Becky Lynch. No holds barred match, Jade Cargill vs Naomi. Jade Cargill. There's no way that Jade is going to look weak heading into her title match in 2 weeks. Plus, WWE has this asinine mindset where they beat the Money in the Bank winners like a drum, but everything is okay because they're holding the briefcase. I can't believe that the company doesn't see how bad that type of booking actually is. Thankfully, Seth Rollins isn't getting that treatment. Hopefully, Naomi doesn't either. Though her possibly losing here doesn't boost my confidence that she won't. Naomi will get a win over Jade Cargill eventually, but likely because of a cash-in. I can definitely see Naomi cashing in on Jade after her win at SummerSlam. But here, her purpose is to make Jade look good. Winner, Jade Cargill. Battle Royal for a shot at a championship at the Clash in Paris event. This is the Get Every Woman on the Card match. Only one person has talked about this match, Stephanie Vaquer. That's most likely the winner here. Nobody from NXT is winning since the title match is taking place on a main roster show. I suppose WWE could take a risk by having an NXT Star Challenge for a main roster belt, but WWE needs to establish that the NXT newcomers are main event level talents, and they've done that with Roxanne and Julia. I can see Stephanie Vaquer winning the title at the Clash in Paris show. The time feels right and it opens the door for plenty of fresh matchups. WWE Hall of Famer believes controversial star Tessa Blanchard is not on the same level as Rhea Ripley. A WWE Hall of Famer gave his honest views on the Tessa Blanchard and Rhea Ripley comparisons. Last year at TNA Final Resolution, controversial star Tessa Blanchard made her long-awaited return. Blanchard was arguably one of the top names in the industry almost 5 years ago when she defeated Sami Callihan at Hard to Kill to win the Impact World Championship. However, her relationship with the promotion soon turned sour. During the COVID-19 travel restrictions, TNA stripped Blanchard of her title and terminated her contract after she repeatedly failed to appear at her scheduled events. She also became hard to work with after allegations of backstage bullying and racism, including a serious claim by La Rosa Negra, emerged. Although the former world champion denied the allegations, it damaged her reputation, despite her family's legacy. Notwithstanding the controversies, Tessa Blanchard stands tall as one of the most dominant women in the industry. She has often been pitted in a rivalry against Rhea Ripley during TNA's ongoing partnership with World Wrestling Entertainment. Recently, during an episode of his Click This podcast, Hall of Famer Kevin Nash responded to a fan's pitch to see Ripley and Blanchard in a best-of-3 Iron Women's series. Calling Blanchard not at Ripley's level, Nash said, "If Tessa Blanchard was somebody that should be in an Iron Man or Iron Woman match against Rhea Ripley, don't you think she'd at least be on the NXT roster? I doubt somebody from the AA squad is the person you want to go best of 3 with." Blanchard and La Rosa Negra have reconciled since then, and Blanchard made her way back into total non-stop action wrestling last year. Unfortunately, earlier this year, the 29-year-old suffered a concussion at TNA Under Siege in May and is currently recovering. On the other hand, Rhea Ripley is arguably the biggest name in WWE's entire women's roster and is scheduled to face Io Sky at Evolution 2 for the Women's World Championship. WWE legend Kevin Nash and his wife both suffering from physical setbacks. At 65 years old, both Kevin Nash and his wife, Tamara Nash, are currently suffering health issues. During a recent episode of his Click This podcast, the former world champion shared an emotional update about his family. She didn't have a hip replacement. She had that ****ing procedure done first to see if they could fix the top of the ****ing femur, and it didn't hold. So she was non-weight bearing for 3 ***ing months, and then they did the surgery. Her muscles had all atrophied. The rehab is just brutal. It was one thing after another. Then it was like, I got the herniated disc in my back, and then I tore my ****ing shoulder. I came in ***get up. I was injured physically to the point where I couldn't run before I got in the business. My right knee was gone." Top richest WWE female superstars, Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, Becky Lynch, and more. WWE has helped several stars amass a considerable amount of wealth over the years with their big paychecks. Not just WWE, with popularity comes great market appeal and connection, making them gain massive wealth over time. The entertainment factor that these top WWE wrestlers bring with them in the wrestling ring is unmatched, for which they are paid hefty amount of salaries from the company's end. Not only these, the WWE superstars also earn from their business ventures, acting skills, and brand endorsements, too, which equally contribute to their net worth that they generate every year. On this note, let's take a look at the net worth of WWE's female superstars and who tops the list among the richest of all. Top richest WWE female superstars in 2025. Here's the list of the top richest WWE female superstars who have managed to amass a humongous amount of wealth and net worth in 2025 with their charisma, screen presence, personality, and business ventures. Liv Morgan. WWE's Liv Morgan is one of the most celebrated players of WWE. She is one of the finest marquee players of the company, who has carved a niche for herself in the women's division. Regarding her net worth and WWE salary in 2025, Liv Morgan's net worth is estimated to be around $3 million. She is undoubtedly experiencing a significant increase in her base pay from the WWE, which is thought to be around $600,000 per year. She also receives money from WWE Pay, royalties from merchandise sales, and several other business endeavors. The selling of products, which accounts for a large portion of her income, saw an exponential rise in sales volumes as her following grew. Rhea Ripley. WWE's Australian powerhouse Rhea Ripley is considered one of the marquee players of the women's wrestling segment of the Stamford-based promotion. Ripley has amassed a lot of fortune, including luxurious properties, to a burgeoning net worth. She is expected to have a net worth of $1 million to $3 million by 2025. Her WWE pay, product sales, pay-per-view appearances, and brand sponsorships are just a few of the revenue sources taken into account in this estimate. The Judgment Day faction member has secured numerous endorsement deals, including collaborations with C4 Energy, Mattel, Nexus Sports Nutrition, WWE 2K25, and Topps, which add to her wealth and net worth. Becky Lynch. According to multiple media outlets and Celebrity Net Worth, Becky Lynch commands an impressive net worth of $7 million, with a reported WWE salary of $3 million from WWE and the rest from endorsements and outside projects.